Hello, beer lovers. I'm the commander looking for my favorite beer. Welcome to Neumünster, which lies precisely in the center of the most northern German state of Schleswig-Holstein. It's fascinating, isn't it? It started with a monastery that cleared forests I'm standing here at the big marketplace called Großflecken. Around the Großflecken marketplace you can find places for daily shopping, city retail and main indoor malls. Firstly mentioned in 1136 makes this city over 890 years old. During that time a monastery was founded here. It was called Novum Monasterium in Latin, which simply means new monastery. Over time, Novum Monasterium turned into Neumünster. Novum Monasterium, new monastery, Neumünster. This is where the new monastery used to stand. Nothing is left of it. But the Winzelin church is considered the direct successor of the monastery church. Centuries later, the textile industry brought affordable clothing and even more wealth. Here we have a textile museum. Neumünster was known for textile manufacturing before this industry has been moved abroad. The textile industry was so successful that this park was laid out in 1857 by the cloth manufacturer Detlef Anton Renk. In 1870, the park was then donated to the city to be enjoyed by its residents. Neumünster's retail layout reflects its history, from monastery to market to pedestrian shopping core. It's fascinating, isn't it? It started with a monastery that cleared forests, cultivated land, promoted crafts and trade, created a market, and then served as a conduit for literacy, law, societal organization, as well as a political stabilizer, faith and industrialization. Don't forget your roots, just as I must not forget to get a Neumünster beer. I did not forget. Here is the Neumünster beer. It comes in a tin can, which is not okay. That's not how you keep a beer. Most metals have a taste of their own. Brass, for example, has a particularly strong one. The metal's taste will leak into the beer and it'll alter the flavor. But perhaps they have factored this in. Perhaps if they would package their beer in a glass bottle, then the final touch of the metal would be missing. Yeah, I don't think so though. The brewery making this beer is called Wittorfer Brauerei Neumünster. Wittendorf is an urban district of Neumünster. The name of the beer is Dunkles Arbeiterbier, which means dark workers' beer. According to the brewery's website, it's a new interpretation of the kind of beer the textile workers would drink back in the day, sometimes even in the morning. Yeah, don't do that. I like a Dunkles because this type of beer is particularly complex. But since it was made for rough folks, for men who had to perform hard labor, we can expect this beer to be rough and edgy as well. From a Dunkles, generally, we can expect bready and malty notes. Perhaps nuts or cacao. Not much of fruity esters and no hop aroma, as we would have with a Pils beer. Instead, smooth and elegant. Highly drinkable. Now this beer has an alcohol content of 5.2%, which for a Dunkles is solidly mid-range. Here we go. First, the head. There isn't so much of it, but it clings to the glass. It definitely is fleeting. It's airy, with large, medium-sized, but also snow-like froth cells. The head has a creamy texture, and I'd say it's sand-colored. The color is a beautiful ebony brown, and I'd say it's as cloudy as it gets. What does the nose say? Ah, it's intense and not pure at all. It's malty, caramel-like, also smoky and not fresh at all. The bread aroma is intense. It's the most intense scent here. It's very strong. I think I can smell pumpernickel bread, this extremely heavy and dense bread. Chocolate, yes, cacao, and perhaps there's a bit of a coffee note. There is hay and earth, and I'm not sure if I'm making this up, but perhaps there's a hint of soap. Fascinating. Now the fruit aromas. What do we have here? I actually don't smell any fruits. Amazing. That's the first beer I don't smell any fruit aromas from. Extraordinary. No, wait. There's orange. There's orange. Yeah, there's one. One fruity ester. As you would expect from a Dunkles. There's few fruity notes, or in this case, there's almost none. I do smell plenty of lemongrass, greens, soup vegetables, and onion. Very nice. Now finally, the initial sip. The beer feels lean. I'm giving this beer's And body, 2 out of 5 on the fullness scale. The fullness of the beer body. By the way, fuller does not automatically mean better. Also, it's roasty, malty, and spicy. That's how a Dunkles should be. But it also tastes, dare I say it, it tastes somewhat stale. I don't mean to insult this beer at all, and it might be because of the metal. But yes, stale. Freshness is vibrant. 3 out of 7 on the carbonation scale. Main sip, subsequent sip. The second sip always tastes different from the first sip. But it's still lean. That is dominant. In the background, it's dry, a little acidulous, and not bitter. Shouldn't be bitter either. It's a Dunkles. 1 out of 7 on the bitterness scale. Now, Dunkles is usually Schluckbier. But this one is not. It's a Schlürfbier. That means sip it slowly and have it touch the tip of your tongue first. This beer invites to contemplate. The aftertaste is dry and alcoholic. Those two usually go together. The aftertaste is lasting, mildly fading, and it's pleasant. My expectations were fulfilled. It is clearly a Dunkles, but not typically complex. It's more straightforward. It barely has any fruitiness. That's fascinating. It's sharp and rustic, as you would expect from a beer made for rough folks. The aromas and flavors reinforce the dark, roasted, earthy character. But the body and the dryness, they create a subtle dissonance with the visual cues. This is why it feels unusual. The body and the drinkability are closer to a Schwarzbier, black beer. The light body and dry finish make it surprisingly slurpable. Just like the brewery said, it feels traditional and experimental at the same time. Well, that's it for today, folks. You'll see me in the next one.